Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, what's up? My name is Lorraine, and in today's video I'm coming to you barefaced and beautiful. Hello. You have it right. I'm bringing to you my tips on how to get your skin right, some things I learned along the way, some mistakes I made along the way so that you don't have to. So if you want to know how I have my skin looking like this, see this? Stay tuned. Okay, so I have the tips written on my phone, so if you see me looking down at my phone, that's what I'm looking at, because I don't want to leave anything out. I don't want to forget anything. I want to give you guys all the tips, all the goodness, all the juicy details. I want you guys to have them. So let's start off with my first tip. The first thing I started off was I started being more conscious about the products I put on my face, focusing mainly on the ingredients. Okay, now what I mean by that is that some products, I did not know this, but some products don't have active ingredients. And what that means is that ingredients that will actively help with whatever, skin issue you're having. So for example, if you're having a problem with pigmentation, you should maybe look at vitamin C. If you're having a problem with acne, maybe salicylic acid or lactic acid. If you're having issues with dry skin, look for ingredients that add moisture to your skin: water, hyaluronic acid, glycerine, that type of vibe. So before, I think I was using Body Shop products, and Body Shop products are good, but I don't think most of them are targeting like acne prone problematic skin. I feel like when you use Body Shop, you somewhat have good skin and it's not like problematic. This is my opinion and what like the experience I had using Body Shop products. I mean, there is still like a few products that I really love and cherish from Body Shop, but I think for the main part and for what I was going through and what my skin was doing, they didn't have that many active ingredients back then when I was using them. I don't know about now if they've introduced a new range or whatever, or have looked at their formula, but back then when I was using it, it didn't really have a lot of like active ingredients to help with my acne prone skin, my pigmentation, all that good stuff. So, and when I first discovered active ingredients, it was when I went to a facialist, I think it was Laser Clinic Australia, and she told me about that. And then I started looking more into active ingredients. Now, I mentioned earlier that those are salicylic acid, lactic acid, hyaluronic acid. Mind you, I know I'm saying a lot of acids and that sounds pretty intense. And it would be scary for someone who's a beginner, because it's like, whoa, acid, like, is my skin gonna react to this? Is it too harsh for my skin? Is it gonna dry me out? And the answer is yes, it will, if you put all of them all on your face at once, which is what I did. So that leads me into tip number 2. Guys, don't take everything that you have in your skincare closet and just on your face every day, all day. Don't do that. Don't do what I did. And not like, you might think you're not actually going that severe, but if your cleanser has some sort of, is like glycolic acid, and then your serum is like a lactic acid, and then your moisturizer it's too much for your skin, and then what it ends up doing is drying and stripping your skin of its natural nutrition and hydration. So when you do that, so what I pretty much learned, I went to a skin mapping, and what I discovered what I was doing is that I was using all these acids, which are good separately but not all together. And what I found out is that I have oily skin, right? But because I was putting on all that acid onto my skin, it was drying out my skin, right? Even though I had oily skin. So this is what happens. It was drying out my skin, and to overcompensate, my skin was producing more oils, right? And as it was producing more oils, I became oilier, and those oils clogged my pores, creating more breakouts, right? So it was just a vicious cycle. And when I went for my skin mapping at Dermatologica, that's what they told me. They're like, over here you're super dry, over here you're super dry. Even though you're oily, your skin is very dehydrated, and you're possibly, you know, damaging your moisture barrier by doing that. And you never want to damage your moisture barrier, because that's what, you know, gives your skin hydration. That's what protects your skin. You know, you really want to be careful when it comes to that. And that's when I started learning moderation when it comes to my products. Like, let me backtrack. So I've always known not to overuse products, right? But when you're going through that, it like your skin is just, it looks so bad and so acne filled and congested, and you feel bad sometimes, and sometimes you want to hurry up the process of what these products are supposed to do, and in turn we end up hurting ourselves. I don't know if anyone who's watching this video went through that, but it was just more for like, oh my god, I need all these spots off my face. So yeah, that's one thing I learned. And also just going back to some of the ingredients that are really good in skincare, I feel like I, you know, didn't go into detail in that part. I mentioned salicylic acid, and this is good for acne, you know, acne prone skin, and it's good as like an acne remedy. Then there's lactic acid, which is the same thing, not the same thing, but like it cures the same thing or helps with the same thing. And also it helps if you get a lot of like hormonal acne, like that would be like acne around your jawline, your neck, and maybe around your mouth sometimes, which is what I suffer most with. And I'm so happy. If you can see like my jawline, it's like pretty much clear now, which is so good. Like, I'm so happy, because it used to be literally my most congested part of my face, like all around here. Even my neck is getting a lot better. Like, it's not completely clear, but you know, we celebrate the small wins. It's like way better. I used to have like those cystic acne, you know, pimples that were underneath the skin and hurt and would leave huge marks. See, like my pigmentation is getting better. I'm just gonna show you my skin real quick. Look at that. I'm so happy with that, because I'll show you this side. I think I have a little, like, I don't even know what that is, but for the most part my skin is looking real good. My forehead also used to be such a problem area. Look at that. Look how clear that is. Like, I'm so happy. And it was mainly due to the fact that I started being more, you know, mindful of what was in my products and were they targeting what I needed them to target. Anyway, let me get back to it. There's retinol as well. Retinol, I've heard good and bad things about retinol, and I think mostly the bad thing is that like you purge, like your skin is gonna purge bad. And purging of the skin is something I went through. Like, my purging lasted a month and a bit, where I'll try and insert some photos where it was my period of purging after I got on a treatment. So my skin just like poured out all the acne it could possibly, you know, pour out, and like my cheeks were proper ingested. Like, all my problem areas were the ones where I got a lot of like purging. So my jawline, my neck, and my cheeks. And as you can see, there's a little bit of scarring that's fading away on my cheeks. That was from the purging process I went through. And you know, that's the bit of it that you're gonna have to just, maybe it's a hard pill to swallow, but you're gonna go through a phase where your skin looks completely horrible. But once that phase is done, oh baby, like, do you see? And it gets even better and better and better. Like, this is me, you know, showing you guys my skin, and I'm not even done yet. Like, I'm not done. It's still going, it's still healing, you know, it's still getting better. So yeah, the purging with the retinol is just something to be very mindful of. But I have heard good things, that, you know, your skin will be looking, you know, all kinds of snatched afterwards. Anyway, the next ingredient is vitamin C, and as I mentioned earlier, vitamin C helps with pigmentation and pretty much just lightening those, you know, hyperpigmentation that you might have around the face. I like mixing mine into my masks, my hydration masks especially, because it just feel like it sinks into the skin really well and has helped, as you can see, with a lot of my pigmentation. Another one is glycolic acid. Like, I used to use this one, but it wasn't the best for me. What I've heard that it's really good at, you know, helping with wrinkles and fine lines and stuff like that. Just do your research with all these ingredients I'm telling you about, and just see what you want to incorporate into your skincare routine, and if it will help with the type, depending on the type of skin that you have. My next tip, which I kind of did mention earlier when I was talking about, you know, using too much product, is pretty much hydration. Hydration is key. When your skin is dehydrated, it will produce more oils to overcompensate for the dehydration. Then those oils or sebum clog your pores, causing more breakouts. So it is important not to strip your skin of moisture by overusing acids. Protect your moisture barrier, I finished off by saying. So stuff that are key to, you know, keeping your face hydrated is stuff like hyaluronic acid, glycerine as part of the ingredients of whatever product you're using, your moisturizer or your serum, and toner. So toner cleanses the skin, it hydrates, and is supposed to restore your pH balance and even out your skin tone. Guys, toner. This is important because one important thing that toner helps, like if you're using the right toner, it helps soak in all your other products. So for example, you know how after you cleanse your face and you spray on some toner, or you know, if you use a cotton pad, that toner sets, you know, some sort of foundation for all your other skin steps. So for example, if you're using a really good toner that, you know, helps with your pH balance of your skin, you know, gives you some hydration, you know, and it's good, it helps your other products soak into your skin a lot better. So be mindful of the quality toner that you're using, the quality of the toner that you're using. If you're using witch hazel, you must have really good skin, and that's not highly reactive and doesn't dry out, because witch hazel is not my friend. I am like, when it comes to witch hazel, which is why I was so bummed out that it was an ingredient in Fenty Skin. But you know, I'm hoping she's going to release another range so I can try out something that's a bit more sensitive girl, acne prone girl friendly. So yeah, witch hazel, yeah, I'm not a fan, but yeah, make sure your toner is doing something and it's just not an unnecessary step that you're adding to your skincare routine for no reason. So make sure you're using a toner that's, you know, balancing out that pH in your skin. You know, it's doing something, right? Anyway, let's move on. Oh, my next tip is important because I still have friends that do not do this. Guys, please wear sunscreen. Wear sunscreen, guys. Wear your sunscreen, SPF 30 plus. Put it on, even when you're not leaving the house, because you know, in Melbourne we're in lockdown for the next 6 weeks. And even though I'm not leaving the house, I put on sunscreen this morning. I did. I put on sunscreen because it's not, you know, it's not only, hold on, let me actually read what I wrote here. Sunscreen SPF 50 plus, which is what I use 50 plus. Sunscreen is so important, especially when using these active ingredients. So one thing you need to know about using these active ingredients is that it makes your skin super sensitive to the sun rays. Like, you will get burnt like that because I don't know, there's something about them that does. I'm actually not sure the reasoning behind why they make your skin super sensitive, but yeah, if you're using active ingredients like salicylic acid or lactic acid especially, you need to put on some sunscreen, and I advise 50 plus, you know, SPF protection. That's where we at. Sunscreen is your best friend. I even wear it in the house because it helps with, here we go. Did you know that sunscreen, you can put on your sunscreen, right? It helps with your acne, scarring, and pigmentation. Did you know that? So it doesn't matter if you're not going out into the sun and you're staying indoors. Baby, when you put that sunscreen on your face, it is repairing any prior damage that the sun may have done. It is helping with your acne scarring. And let me tell you something, if you don't wear sunscreen and you go out into the sun, guess what's getting darker? Guess what is getting darker? Your acne scarring will get darker. So I beg, wear sunscreen. My next tip is go see that dermatologist. Go see them. Yes, they are hella expensive. I'm gonna say that again. Hella expensive. But you know, when you see the results day by day and you see your skin getting better and you see the glow coming through and you just like, and your foundation sits better and you know, it's just all smooth and going all, you know, the way it should, you know, you're just on the right path to healthy skin. It's all worth the dollars. I would pay them dollars again if I had to. So yeah, go see a dermatologist and they'll be able to tell you what the issue is exactly, and they'll be able to prescribe you, you know, things that will help. By the way, disclaimer, I'm not on Roaccutane. I think that's how you say it, Roaccutane. I did not get on that. He advised against it because he thought, he didn't advise against it. He was just saying, let's try other methods before we go so extreme, because apparently Roaccutane has a lot of side effects, like a lot. It's just super intense on your body. So yeah, go see a dermatologist. And what my dermatologist recommended me is obviously clearly helping. Oh, excuse me. It's clearly helping. And you know, I went through the purging, I went through, you know, the painful part where, you know, your skin needs to get used to whatever products they've prescribed for you. So, you know, it's definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. Go see a dermatologist if you have the funds to. Just save up. I think I paid, if you're in Melbourne, I paid about $260 for my consultation. So save up and, you know, just go see what they have to say, especially if you've been trying like for a while to get rid of your acne. So I'll definitely say that. And last, but definitely not least, baby girl, patience. Patience. In all those tips I mentioned, a big part of it is patience, because you know, like I said, I don't know if you saw my skin video I did a few months ago about dealing with bad skin. I will put it up here somewhere. And I said about how these some YouTubers, you know, come out and say, oh my God, how I got, you know, good skin in a week, or how I got rid of yuck. Guys, if you have like intense, you know, issues on your skin, it's not gonna go away in a week. I mean, hell, if you're lucky, shit. That's awesome, but it does not happen like that. Like, that's not the norm. That's what I'm trying to say. So patience is very key when you're going through a journey of trying to, you know, get rid of your acne, because, you know, products, it takes about 4 to 6 weeks for a product to start showing results and if it's actually working. So if you've been using a product, I mean, obviously, you know, we know our own skin, so when we start using a product and we can kind of see, is it doing something, is it not? But to see its, you know, full scope of what it can actually do, it takes about 4 to 6 weeks. So patience, you know, and it takes patience in researching all these ingredients I've just mentioned. It takes patience in trying, you know, certain products. You know, it takes patience even with, you know, a dermatologist's advice. It takes patience in putting that advice with it into your routine. You know, it's okay if it doesn't happen overnight, but it will happen. And I'm just here to tell you that you got this, and it's gonna be okay, and you're gorgeous. Anyway, that's it for my skin tips. and what I learned along the way and some mistakes I've made so that you don't have to make those mistakes. Please tell me if you found this video helpful. Let me know down below in the comment section. I have done a daytime skincare routine. It's up on my Instagram. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, go right ahead right now and go follow me. My handle will be up on the screen. If you like videos like this and want me to talk more about skincare, let me know down below. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.